All right, so today we're going to be talking about a great way to mobilize your hips and start to integrate multi-dimensional movement into your warm-up. I do want to preface this video with saying that this is a more advanced warm-up, okay? And I mean that, like, the reason I say that is because if you're somebody who's already struggling with a really strong posterior or anterior tilt, or if you're an athlete who has a lot of hyper mobility, hyper flexibility in your joints, you may find that this is a more difficult one to achieve. All right. At the same time, I don't want to discourage anybody. Like, we should all aspire to be able to receive and get as much movement from our joints as they're designed to have. All right, but this is for hip mobility. It's also a great way to get a gauge of where you're at with your hips, with your coordination, with your balance, and your stability. I'm not going to get into the different systems that it's tapping into. I think you'll be able to learn that as you play with it yourself. First thing I'm going to do is start in a 90-90 position on the floor. All right, so I'm a big barefoot trainer. I do everything barefoot, mainly because when you're barefoot you can feel things a lot better than you can in shoes. You can't do this in shoes. I mean, you could try, but it's going to be kind of a miserable time. So I'm going to recommend barefoot, or if you have turf, do this with socks, because you'll actually be able to use the friction to help improve the fluidity of the motion. All right, so first thing you want to practice is just holding this position and being able to stay tall. All right, after this, you might practice just rolling to the other side. All right, and you just want to get a sense of what it's like to have a 90-degree bend in both your knees. All right, so here I am. Now, second thing you want to do, practice connecting your front foot to the thigh. So you almost go from an open 90-degree position to a closed hip, all right, or a closed position on the front. All right, you're going to reach your hands in front of you, press your palms into each other, okay? And as you move your hands, you're also going to move your knees. All right, so that's one way. Let's see how my range is on the other way. And it's a little more difficult. All right, so once you've accomplished that, the second position is to come into what's called a shin box. So in a shin box, I'm going to reach with my shoulders, and I'm firing this front glute to bring my hips up. Back foot is down, and the inner foot, heel and ball of the foot, is touching my inner thigh. All right, then you're going to reach the arms, sit back. Same thing, you're going to roll, you land, you reach, you come up. All right, check in with this back foot. All right, so we're halfway there. Once you feel like you can successfully do this, it's hard to do. It's hard to do and to instruct. All right, so you're going to come to your shin box. All right, and now I'm going to keep the front glute engaged. I'm going to swing my back leg around and forward. Flip your back toes under, step up. Boom. I'm going to step back, lower that knee. All right, option to keep the foot flexed or pointed. With control, drag that foot back, and bring yourself down. You roll to the other side. All right, same thing. I'm going to come up, stabilizing with the front hip. Bring this leg forward, step up, step back, come down. This time I'll keep the foot flexed just to demonstrate the difference. All right, and you come back down. All right. Not easy to do, great to do though. So if you check out some of the other videos, I'll take you through the regressions of how to better prep for this movement. If you're somebody who, I mean, you know, if you struggle with with just kind of moving the legs side to side. Keep the faith, because there's a way to get there. It's just like you need to take a couple steps back. So thanks for checking it out, and be sure to try it on your own.